Deer Valley, there's Paradise Valley, there's Moon Valley, there's Stetson Valley, there's Happy Valley, there's Norterra, Tramonto, Desert Ridge, Scarlet Canyon, you name it. There's so many amazing places to live up there. But before we get started, thank you for watching. Consider liking, subscribing, and sharing these videos. It really helps the channel out. I really appreciate it. All right, let's start by talking about Moon Valley. So Moon Valley is about 12 miles north of downtown Phoenix. It's known for really beautiful mountain views. They have a golf course. It's really centrally located, and it's really nice because it's just east of the I-17, which is our main and oldest and ugliest freeway, but it is getting redone. So if you're working for the new tech corridor up in North Phoenix, you can get on the 17 from Moon Valley. Then to the further east of it is the 51 freeway, which I always talk about is my favorite freeway because nobody ever takes it, especially in that little section of town. And then north of it is the 101 that is going to go east-west, and that loops around the entire city. And so you can really get to it there. And one thing I would suggest if you're considering this area, or if you're just driving around Phoenix in general, checking out different spots, take 7th Street, and you're going to go all the way through Moon Valley. You're going to end up in north central Phoenix. And it is such a cool drive. It takes you right through the mountains. You'll see houses, you'll see apartments and condos, just a really, really cool view. Now, as far as amenities in this area, they are plentiful. You're going to have gyms, you're going to have retail shopping, you're going to have gas stations, banks, all of those good things, local restaurants, tons of great stuff. So in general, this area is really centrally located. It is a fantastic area. You do always want to check your crime maps, though. West of Moon Valley and southwest of Moon Valley, there does tend to be a little bit more crime. Those areas are being flipped and redone, though, and a lot of people that live there are really wonderful people. However, a little bit northeast of Moon Valley as well, used to be called the Greenway Square, and that was where there was a very high amount of crime when I was growing up. You always want to drive through an area in the evening, check it out, see if you like it. And here's a few homes that have recently sold there. Let's take a quick look so you can see what you get for your money. We're going to move on to the next valley area in North Phoenix. All right, next we're going to talk about Paradise Valley. Yes, the luxurious Paradise Valley. However, many people get this confused because there is Paradise Valley, the town, which is not really North Phoenix. It's a little bit more central Phoenix and it borders Scottsdale. And that is the most affluent and wealthiest area, in actually one of the most affluent areas in the nation. A very expensive area to live. Absolutely beautiful and gorgeous. Then there's Paradise Valley Village, which is north of there. And that is kind of an urban area, an urban village, they call it. And that encompasses like Paradise Valley Mall, which has been knocked down and is getting redone. And then you have Paradise Valley School District, which actually goes into parts of Scottsdale and Phoenix. And so you have these different hubs. So people will say, I live in Paradise Valley, or I want to live in Paradise Valley. And I always say, are you the luxury Paradise Valley where you have 5 to 10 million to spend? Or are you thinking Paradise Valley Village, where you can get a home for 400 to, $1 million? Or are you saying you want to be in the Paradise Valley Unified School District because then you can still live in Scottsdale? Or we actually have school choice. So technically anyone can go to any district they want as long as you can get in. It's a whole nother video. The wonderful thing about living up in North Phoenix, really in most of these neighborhoods, though, is that you have larger lots, okay? There's very little new homes up here because this area was built long ago. A lot of our new builds are on the outskirts of town, or there's maybe tiny little slots of land that builders have come in, built multi-million-dollar homes on them, but they're surrounded by maybe apartment complexes. Definitely, if you're looking for a new build home, this is probably not the area you're going to look. However, you are very centrally located to all these Scottsdale amenities. Maybe you're working for Turf Paradise, and so you want to be just east of it. There's all kinds of great things here. Let's take a quick look so you can see what you get for your money. We're going to move on to the next valley area in North Phoenix. Next, we're going to talk about Deer Valley. So Deer Valley is really cool because it encompasses kind of 4 different unique areas. And again, the price points are going to vary. It just depends if you're going to be south of the 101, north of the 101, east of the 17, or west of the 17. But in general, it's a great area. Again, you're going to have your shopping and your retail and your restaurants. Off the 17, we do have the Anthem outlets, which are really, really great. And there's obviously going to be all kinds of your grocery stores, restaurants, CVS, Walgreens, things like that. But as far as really big entertainment areas, you do have to do a little bit of a drive to maybe get to Westgate or downtown Phoenix or North Scottsdale, but not very far at all. Now, the 17 is what cuts through most of it. As I've said before, the 17 is a traffic nightmare. They are expanding it. They are working on it. They've also recently added the 303, which is north of it, which is helping some of those people cut around. And as they grow, this TSMC corridor, or this Halo Vista, I think is what it's called, which is literally a city within a city up in the northern part of the 303, the northern part of Deer Valley. We are going to see so much more infrastructure follow. So right now, I think this area, these housing prices are probably going to continue to rise because we're seeing so much growth up off the 17. So definitely an area where if you get in at a lower price point, I personally think your value is going to be pretty stable unless for some reason TSMC pulls out. And I guess you really never know what's going to happen in the future, right? And there's a lot of people up there that are very unhappy about this Halo Vista being built because it is taking away a lot of our natural preserve and land, state trust land that got sold off to build all of this additional housing and city within a city. So up in this area as well, you have Deer Valley Airport, which used to be just a tiny little airport, but just like all of our airports, it has grown over the years. It still does have a lot of smaller planes. There's a lot of flight training there as well. And you can see the little Cessnas all the time. It is a really cool thing to watch. I personally love living by smaller airports. I just think it's really cool to see things flying, but I don't know, that's me. And as far as crime rates in Deer Valley, again, it really depends what neighborhood and area you're in because Deer Valley is a larger, scope of homes. The Northwest area being a little bit more expensive and newer does have less crime than your more south of the 17 areas. Again, that is the older area and the more affordable homes. So it's going to be a mix of crime. Always check your crime maps. And again, as far as family friendly or schooling, things like that. You can choose your own school, and the different local schools are going to have different ratings. And here's a couple homes that have recently closed in the different corners of Deer Valley. You can check it out, see what you get for your money out there, and maybe it's the place for you. All right, so north of Deer Valley, but kind of intertwined with it because they are in the Deer Valley School District, there is Norterra. Norterra is a beautiful master plan community, has a great family-friendly feel. There's the shops at Norterra, which have tons of great shopping and dining and entertainment options for families. If you work in Central Phoenix, you can still get on the 17. So you're not centrally located by any means, but you aren't too far from a lot of amenities. You can just go straight east, get into North Scottsdale, which is so beautiful. So it really is a great location. Same thing, a little bit more north of there is an area called Tremonto. Tremonto, again, it's a little bit quieter up there than Norterra is going to be, but very similar vibe. Both communities can be built into the mountain. I have multiple friends and family that live in those areas. They absolutely love it, especially if you're going to be working or maybe renting out your home to the new TSMC corridor that is going just west of the 17, that is bringing, like I said, thousands of jobs, and they're building their own city within a city there. So there is so much construction and growth going on in this North Phoenix corridor, just hiking and so much nature around you and a really nice small feel, like tight-knit communities up there. The homes are really well kept. Most of it's built like 2000 or newer. So you don't have a ton of these older historic homes or anything up there. You can every once in a while still find like a 2-acre property with a home that has been there forever, and eventually some of them sell off to developers, but you still can find, horse property, stuff like that. If crime is definitely lower up here, but always check your crime maps because they can vary, neighborhood to neighborhood. And North Phoenix like this tends to get a little bit cooler. I know it sounds crazy, and tends to get a little bit more rain than a lot of the other parts of the valley, kind of like living in Queen Creek or Santan Valley or living in South Buckeye. The center of town with the heat island effect, a lot of times the storms kind of pass over. So areas like Tremonto and Norterra do get a little bit better weather. They might be a few degrees cooler. It sounds crazy, but when it's 115, if you're at 109, trust me, it's very, very nice. You get beautiful mountain views. You do have to be aware of your scorpions and your rattlesnakes and things like that because you are much, more into nature than say like a central Phoenix area. But let's check a look at some of these homes that recently closed up there so you can see what you get for your money and what Norterra and Tremonto look like, and just what a great place they are to live if this is the kind of area you're looking for. I'm Andrea Scheppe, a full-time award-winning Phoenix native and realtor out here in the greater Phoenix area. Reach out to me anytime if you're moving to Phoenix, relocating, looking to buy or sell. All right, last but not least, one of my favorite North Phoenix neighborhoods is the Desert Ridge area. Again, this is where I grew up. There was no Desert Ridge, though. As I said, there was just coyotes and snakes and a lot of desert parties when I was in high school. But Desert Ridge, you can't go wrong, in my opinion. It is a wonderful area, a wonderful shopping center. You're just north of the Mayo Clinic. You're just north of the 101, the section that goes east-west, roughly where the 51 intersects. And as I always talk about the 51, let's say you live in the Desert Ridge area, you can jump on the 51 to get to Central Phoenix. Maybe you're working at the Biltmore or Arcadia area, that kind of a thing. But you have wonderful amenities up here. There is great shopping, there's great restaurants, there's high-end areas. You just have to go a little bit east to get into all of the North Scottsdale amenities, which we all know are absolutely fabulous. You can go a little bit west and you can do hiking and all of the preserves. Or you can go straight north, get into Cave Creek and Carefree, ride your motorcycle on the open road, and just absolutely enjoy life. Now, because it's on the newer side, if you are buying in that $500,000, $600,000 price point over here, you're not going to have a very large lot. A lot of the homes that were built in the early 2000s, just an average size lot, maybe 6,000 square feet. The older homes out here, though, easily have 8,000 square foot lots, and then your brand new builds, for a lot of them, have 4,000. Maybe you're lucky if you get a 5,000 square foot lot. But you can find, like I said, those beautiful like half-acre properties north of this Desert Ridge area as well, and horse properties, things like that. So really depends on your price point. Crime in the Desert Ridge area, always check your crime maps. It's going to vary by location. There has been some interesting developments over the years with crime in this area. You do have a very large, very popular shopping center, so that's going to skew the crime rates a little bit as far as, car break-ins, retail theft, things like that. If you're looking in the actual neighborhoods, it's just going to depend, if you back to a main road, you have a higher risk of crime, right, than someone who's centrally in the middle of a neighborhood. So in general, though, it is a lower crime area, but what's low crime to one person might be high crime to someone else. That's why I always say check your crime maps, drive through places at night. All of these neighborhoods really are just really fantastic, and they all have a little bit different quality of life levels, but it really depends what matters to you. Remember, when you're going to purchase a home, it's about what you want and you need. Never let a realtor or a friend or family member push you into something you're not comfortable with. Thank you so much for watching my video on some of the best and my favorite North Phoenix neighborhoods. I know your time is valuable. I really appreciate it. Again, if you're looking to move to Arizona, or if you live in Phoenix Metro and you're looking to purchase a home, please reach out anytime, call, text, email, find me on social media. I love chatting about the real estate market. So thank you again, and I can't wait to talk to you, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye.